Welcome to Notable Approvals. I'm attorney Amanda Shaffer. Before I get to our case today, quick reminder, make sure that you like us, follow us on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and Twitter, LinkedIn, so that you don't miss any more of our lives. And I'm going to talk about our case now, and then following that, I'm going to give a quick sneak peek into our special live game show that we're going to be having tonight at 9 p.m. So today's case is about naturalization, and it is about a client who is a native and former citizen of Japan. And the reason I want to talk about this case is for to highlight one important thing. We get asked a lot, why do I need an attorney to file? Like, especially if I don't have criminal history, my marriage is real, why would I need an attorney? That's a very common question people ask, and a legitimate question. You're going to pay for a service. You should understand why you need the service. Now, there's all sorts of reasons I can give you of why you would need an attorney to help you file. And just because you don't have an attorney doesn't mean it's not going to work out. But of course, we're here to make the process easier and to make sure that everything is done properly. And in this case, it was a unique one that we'll get to in a few seconds. I'll give you a little background first. Oh, hi, Lucy. Thanks for joining us. I don't know how I can wave. My Instagram wasn't working. I'm excited it's working now. Anyways, so this client has been a permanent resident since 2009, and she first obtained her green card through marriage to a U.S. citizen. She divorced him at some point thereafter, and she waited for the 5 years to file for her green card. Now, this client has no criminal history. She has no red flags in her immigration history, like no fraud, no need for a waiver, no violations, nothing that would give us any reason to tell her you might have a problem. So she filed everything. She goes to the interview, and this is without an attorney. She passes the English test and the civics test, and her application gets denied. The reason it got denied, they didn't think she was credible or something. I don't know. It was a strange one. She did have a thick accent, but she passed the English test, so that the English wasn't the issue. So then she came to us. And, this was really, I think, the first time I can remember looking at a case that got denied and saying, this really shouldn't have gotten denied. Now, if she would have came to us within the 30 days that we could have asked them for a rehearing, I'm not positive that would have even been the best way to go, because and that's called an N-336, and the request for a rehearing of naturalization, where you essentially get kind of like a second chance, but you have to show them that they did something wrong. And when it comes to naturalization, there is a discretionary factor. And what that means is that technically speaking, if the person interviewing you doesn't like you, they can technically deny it. Although, again, you usually don't see that happening unless there's an actual issue, like a good moral character issue. This was the only time I can remember for naturalization for someone with no criminal history, moral character issues, or really anything that raised a flag for me to see this happen. So we refiled everything, pretty much very similar to her first filing, because she did everything fine. Again, it wasn't the issue of was her marriage real or not, because she had gotten divorced, and it wasn't after 3 years, it was after 5 years, so that was no longer an issue. And I believe they were married for a fairly long period of time, and there was never any doubt about that either. So we file everything. I go to the interview with her. In less than 15 minutes, her application is granted, and she is now a U.S. citizen. And, I've never been to one of these interviews at USCIS without a lawyer, but I have talked to a lot of people who have. And a lot of people tell me that there is a difference in the way they're treated when they're with a lawyer and when they're without a lawyer. I can tell you that when I go with clients, in lawyers that not very nice, but in general, they're usually pretty nice to me and to my clients. I am always super nice to them, which helps. But they're not supposed to treat your clients any differently, whether they have a lawyer present or not. But it happens. And again, I wasn't there the first time, and it was a different officer who was deciding her case. So I don't know really what it was. But what I do know is that we had the decision notice, and in the denial, it didn't say anything in particular. It just said they were like exercising their discretion to deny it. And so when I went with her, she was really nervous, and I told her, look, you have nothing to worry about. And we thought maybe they didn't understand her accent last time. But again, she passed the English test, so that didn't really jive, that reasoning. But regardless, what is interesting, I've done pretty much the same thing she did the first time around, but this time with our name on it and me with her, and it get approved like that. Is that right? No, it's not right. It's not supposed to be like that, but it can happen. And sometimes, I go with people to interviews just so that they're less nervous. I go with people to interviews because having me there, they know that, or at least they think that they're not going to be given as hard of a time. And again, my clients have been given hard times, but I've never really had anything extreme. And I've never had anything that other people that have come to us have described that they've experienced. And again, it's going to depend on your officer, luck of the draw type of thing. But having an attorney cannot hurt you. It can only help you. We're very honest with our clients when they come to us. After we file everything and they get their interview notice, we don't have people pay for the interview up front unless we're like, look, you're going to need us at the interview because you have a problem, or if they're like, no, 100% I want you there. Otherwise, we say, let's see how you feel when you get the notice. And then we're very honest about it, because if we don't think that you need us, what's the point? What's the point of you paying for it and being like, why did I even pay for it? Because if you don't have any problems, the only reason you need me there is if it makes you feel better that I'm there. If you have no, again, criminal history, quirky legal issues, things like that, there's a good chance we'll say to you, we're happy to go if you want to pay for us to go, but save your money. So in this case, me being there and our name on the application changed it for her. If she applied by herself again, would it have gotten approved? I would like to think so, but I don't know. I don't know what it was again. So why do you need an attorney? Well, again, if you're a person who's watching this who says, look, I don't have a criminal history, I've never violated my immigration status, my marriage is real, we got plenty of documents to show it, why do I possibly need you to help me with it or to come with me to the interview? I think you need me a lot more to help you file everything. The filing is the much more complicated part of it. Even filling out the forms, you want to make sure you do it right. Sometimes USCIS likes to reject forms, for example, that you don't put in N/A in any blanks. So we can cut down any types of potential delays that you may cause yourself by filing by yourself, and even denials. And this client was very grateful that we went with her, and extremely happy that she's now a U.S. citizen. So that's the case for today. And on the note of naturalization, I want to remind everyone that tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Central Time, we will be having episode 1 of our new game show called Are You Smarter Than a Naturalized Citizen? And if you were not in the US at the time the show was popular, called Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? It is a play off of that title. But basically, I have 2 immigration attorneys. I will be your host. I have 2 immigration attorneys, 2 of my friends. One was born in Venezuela. One was born in Wisconsin. They're both US citizens. And they're going to go head to head to see who can answer 12 questions from the naturalization test first at random. So you need to get 12 now out of 20 questions they ask you in order to pass. So I literally took the questions from the website. I made a nice little game show, and we're going to see how well they can answer the questions. So I hope that you can join us. And to find it, if you go to our Facebook page, it's on there. Hopefully my Instagram works later, because I'm going to try to also film it from here. but set your reminder. You can join the event, follow us or like us. It'll pop up automatically. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be educational. And if you're wondering what the naturalization test is like, or you're studying for it yourself right now, this is a great way to find out. So we hope that you will all join us tonight. That is, again, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Time, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram Live. That is all today for notable approvals. I will see you hopefully tonight at 9 p.m. Thank you for watching and have a great day.